So I thought it was about time that I do a little review of my lovely fairings that I got from extremefairings.co.uk. I might as well just get on the bike and do the review on the bike. I have no idea what this guy's up to. I'm going to go down this little path bit because I've never been down here before. There's probably piles of gravel everywhere, but whatevs. Oh, this is quite cute actually. Yes, I've had these fairings on for about 5 weeks now. I love the look of them. I'm so pleased that I got them. On the online shop they would be about £400, something like that, and I did get them custom made as well. You can send them your design and get them custom made, and they look really cool, and then you have a bike that's like completely yours and no one else's. What more could you want? I always wanted a bike that looked like completely mine and no one else's. What on earth are you doing, love? I think you're actually trying to turn around there, aren't you? Yeah. So I sent extremefairings.co.uk my design that I wanted. They were very, very quick in sending me out the fairings. It was all really nicely packed in. One piece was broken. It had a little crack in it. I told them like immediately when it came that it had a crack in it, and they made the next piece, and I got it like 2 weeks later. So that was really quick actually. I mean, if a box is coming all the way from abroad somewhere on a boat, something, you know, it's not their fault if it gets damaged, is it? It was really good of them to make another piece. And I mean, it looked like it was on a really weak point in the fairings anyway. So the paint job on these fairings, when I got them, I inspected the paint job. It all looked really, really cool. They actually asked me what sort of colours I wanted. Like the exact paint. They tried to match. I'm getting flies in my face. They tried to match the exact paint, like the exact Honda red and the exact Honda white. Like they sent me a link to this paint shop, which had loads of paints in it, obviously, because it's a paint shop. And I had to choose the colours like I wanted, like the Honda red and the Honda white. I chose the Honda red, Honda white. I could have had sparkly fairings, but I chose not to because I'm not really into sparkliness. I know you can get them and then they look really pretty in the sunshine and that, but I do think sometimes it changes the colour of the paint a bit, and I don't really like that. I don't like it to be sparkly, I just like it to be shiny. So that's what I've got. I've got just shiny fairings, they're not sparkly. I think they look really cool. Oh, there's a pheasant up there. So they came really quickly. I got to choose a design myself. Awesome. So we put them on the bike. It was 2 people, me and Phil Tonic. Took us about 7 hours or so. But it's probably because it's the first time we've ever done it. And there are lots of little fiddly bits. And you do need to buy some more bolts and stuff, because you probably will find that the fairings that you have on your bike don't have all the bolts there. I don't know where I'm going, but let's just go up here. Get some fairing bolts if you're going to do this. Buy some. I think they do them at extremefairings.co.uk, but I got mine somewhere else. I'll put a link up to that, I think. The fitting of them actually was better than I expected. I've heard lots of horror stories of these fairing kits bought from places that aren't OEM fairing kits, and like people have had like real disasters of putting them on, and like the nose doesn't match up and all this other crap. Well, actually the nose on this bike, on these fairings, is amazing. It all adds up perfectly to fit at the front. I have found a couple of places where there's a little bit of gapping. So round the sides, where about 3 pieces come together, and there's a bit of black plastic in the middle that I've got the Jizz Machine sticker on one side and Phil Tonic on the other, that bit, there is a tiny bit of gapping in the paintwork, and you only notice that because it's not like all one colour. If the fairings were all one colour in that place and weren't all stripy, then you wouldn't notice that at all, I don't think. And in fact, I might even like get a black pen and just go over those little bits and just make it look black rather than make it look a colour. Hi guys! Have some grass. Fine, don't have my grass. Oh, you got a wet tongue. Oh. So the fitment of them, really impressed. Although there was a few bits where we really had to push pieces into place and I thought they might snap. There is a bit of a difference between the amount of give that these feel like they have and the amount of give that the originals feel like they have. Like they're just made out of something different. You've just got to accept that. Then they're not going to be as durable as the OEM fairings, the Honda ones made from Hondas. But once you accept that and you're a bit more gentle with them when you put them on, then you're on to a winner. None of it broke when we were putting it on the bike. You can push it quite a lot for it to click into place without things snapping. And you do have to do that a few times. We found we had to do that a few times. So once they were on the bike, I thought, yeah, let's put some sausages on there. So I put some sausages on there from Digital Sign FX that make my stickers. I might start making some sausage stickers to sell as well. Haven't really decided on that yet. So then you can have your own sausage bike. So we went out for a little ride on them. We were going along this road that was quite bumpy and I heard a scrapey noise and I realised that the pillion seat cover, the cowl thing, had actually come off the bike and was down the road somewhere and was then all scratched. What was that? Oh! Thank you!
Are yours?
Yeah, that is mine. Yeah, look, it's like all scratched up now. So we went home, I took it home, I put the other seat back on it, which is still on there at the moment. And I have had a look at it actually, and I think it's just where I have to cut down a bit of plastic. You do need a little cutty knife when you're putting these fairings on, because you will find that there's a few little bits of plastic left on there from the moulds that you'll need to take off in order for them to fit properly. But I think that's true of a lot of these fairings. Oh, so I've got to turn right, have I? Okay. So it just needed a little bit of cutting down and then it will stay on. But I've scratched it now and they are going to send me another one, so that's fine as well. I mean, it wasn't my fault it came off, was it? So they're going to send me another one. That's another thing about these guys from Extreme Fairings, actually. They're very, very friendly guys. They're easy to get in contact with on email, which is, that's how I did the whole thing. I just did it all on email, which I love doing. I don't really like calling people up. So it was all done by email, all really easy. The fairings came really quickly. You have to pay a little bit for them to come into the country. I think it's called import tax. And that was like 30 something quid or 40 something quid. I can't remember exactly. But it wasn't that much money. And it came packaged really well. In fact, it came packaged so well that I can't actually fit all of my original fairings in the box that it came in. I don't get how it all came in one box. It won't all go back into one box. They also sent me another screen, but I quite like my clear screen. I don't really like the screens that are black, so I've left that off as well. I've left my original screen on here too. So apart from the little incident of that, the cowl coming off the bike, nothing else has come off, nothing else has fallen off, nothing else is broken yet. I did take it on a track day, and I did actually get knocked into by a car as well, and it survived both of these things. You know, durability is pretty bloody good. So on the track day, I did notice that when a stone hits these fairings, like on my original fairings, it would have left a little chip, but on these fairings, it seems to leave bigger chips. I think that maybe it comes off as a flake on the paint rather than just knocking a little bit of paint off. I think that the one track day that I went on, in stone chip terms, is the equivalent of a whole year of riding, I reckon. And yeah, there are a few little stone chips on the bike now. In fact, there is one big one, but I did put tape to protect the fairings on the bike, and it must have been a massive stone hit there, and sort of the paint is sort of chipped and then come off with the sellotape. So there is a bit of a hole in the paint now, but that is completely my fault. I was the one that did that. I chose to take it on a track day. I chose to take it on a track day with the most stones ever. And actually I was pretty lucky because Smo, who was on the track day too, he had a stone ping up from the bike in front of him, hit the radiator of the bike and put a hole in the radiator. That's how fierce these bloody stones were. They were fierce stones. And they put holes everywhere. Birdies. Yeah, so they do chip a little bit more than the OEM fairings, but I mean the price difference of these fairings though, compared to the original ones. Like if you bought the fairings from Honda, I have no idea how much it would cost, but I'm going to put it on the screen now. And if you compare that to these fairings, which cost 400 quid, I think that's a pretty bloody good deal. I mean, they look fucking amazing. They make my bike completely original. I love them. I really love them. I love these fairings. And yes, 7 hours to put them on is a long time, but these are sports bike fairings, and there are a lot of components to them. It's a lot of work, but I think it's completely worth it. Show you some shiz. This camera. She looks pretty hot, doesn't she? I think she looks really hot. So I think all in all, if I was to get some fairings and I needed to get them because I'd crashed my bike or just because I wanted a different look to my bike, I think I would definitely choose these ones. I think why not? You know, why not get fairings just because you want to? Just because you want your bike to look your own? I mean, I have something now that is completely different to everyone else's. So extremefairings.co.uk, I think the fairings are well worth the money. I love them. I just love them. Really love them. So glad I have them.